Alright guys, welcome to part, what is it, 10 now? Of 9? Something like that. Hope you guys are doing well. Today we're talking about Vector3, so we're actually going to be able to position items inside of our games using a script. So, let's just go ahead and jump right on into it today. So, um, let me... So I'm going to insert a part into the workspace, and I'm going to show you inside of properties what position is. So, you can probably guess it. Position is exactly where it's located in your game, where a part or an object is in your game. So, for example, this part, we can actually find its position by going into the properties and scrolling down to position, and you'll see inside of origin, you'll drop it down, and you'll see this position. So, what you can do is you can look and see, here we got 49.5, 10, 206. And this right here is a 3 coordinates plane, right? So if you are in higher levels of math, you know we have coordinate planes which have the x and y axis axes, and then we have a third axis, which is the z-axis, right? And that makes it three-dimensional. So something you can actually turn on if it's not already is this cube right here to help you see that. So if you go to View and click this View selector, this cube will turn on right here. And you can actually see which direction is X, Y, and Z. For example, I can see that we are facing in the X direction because X, the letter red X, is facing me. And then if I look down, that's Y because Y is facing me. And if I turn my camera, this is Z, okay? So, let me go ahead and show you one more thing. We have, this is 0, 0, 0, right? If we set our position in the game for this part to be 0, 0, 0, you'll see this right here is the very center of our game. Okay, this is 0, 0, 0, right where it right in the middle of our game. So we move to the sorry. If we turn like this, we have the red. Remember, red is x, the x-axis. So I actually told you wrong. I'm sorry. Forward is not the x-axis. It's whatever direction it is going. So as you can see, right now we have the x right here, and it's going along left and right. So you know that left and right from this position, from this camera angle, is the x-axis. Same for the z. Left and right is that the z-axis. So as you can see, let's scroll down to the position once again, and if I drag it here, you're going to see the x is changing. So you can see over here it's negative 34 because it's negative 34 on the x, away from 0 on the x. So remember, it's always x, y, z. It helps because that's alphabetical. X, y, z, that's how you remember it. But if I drag it along this way, you'll see that it's positive. So left this way is positive. So we're going this way, positive vector 3, or sorry, on the x-axis. So think about it. We could even turn our camera if you wanted. So now you can think of a coordinate plane, and you have to the right is positive, and to the left is negative, and then same with y, but this is always going to be the same. Up is positive, down is negative, and then same with the z now. This to the right, or this angle, you can see our z is being changed here to now 16, and now it is like negative 26. So as you can see, we are changing the position. So how can we actually do this in script? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my instance script, and inside of this spawn part function, right here where we say my part dot parent equals game dot workspace, let's give it a position. So just like any other property, you specify what you're going to position. You can say my part dot position equals to, and then this is where vector3 comes into play, because you write vector3 dot new, and you recognize that there is a 2, or you may see that there's a 2, a vector 2, and a vector 3. We're obviously using vector 3 because this is three-dimensional. The vector 3 just means that, hey, we're putting in 3 coordinates, 3 dimensions, and if we do vector 2, then that's 2-dimensional, right? Like UI and stuff, which we're not going to get into that much in this series. But we can put in our coordinates here. So for example, we can do 40, 2, 13. And that'll put it 40 studs, that's like inches, units, meters, whatever you want to think of. It's just Roblox's measurement system. They're called studs. So 40 studs to the right, 40 on the x-axis, 2 on the y, and 13 on the z. So this may seem confusing at first, but I think that with some practice, you can totally get this down. But as you can see, we are now spawning our parts way over here. because that's 32 and what was the last one? 3, I believe. So that's how you can position parts. I'm actually going to remove this now because I want them to spawn right in the middle. But that is the basics. You can also do this with already existing parts, so you can just say position. But quickly, let me show you something that's very helpful. If you don't know the exact coordinates of another part, let me show you that right now. So maybe you don't know the exact coordinates. Something you can do is you can insert a part and you can drag it to wherever you want them to spawn in, right here, and you can copy the position, right? You can copy and paste it, but you could also just set the position equal to this position. So we could say, we could name this part position part, and then inside of our instance script, right here where we say myPart.parent, we can say myPart.position equals to game.workspace.position part, or actually let's say wait for child position part dot position. So we're setting this new part's position to be whatever the position of this position part is. So you could drag this around wherever you want, and it would spawn right by, or right at the exact same position of the position part. So let's go ahead and run this so I can show you that. But as you can see, we have these parts all spawning in at the position parts location. And as you can see, I moved it, so now this is spawning there. Alright, I'm going to remove that in my script because I kind of want my instance parts to be in the center of the map. One more quick thing I want to mention. When you're dealing with position, the position is always in the center of the object. So for example, I will scale this up. And as you can see, the position is moving too, and that's because the position is in the very center of the part, okay? It's not right here, not in the corner, it's in the center in all directions. So it's in here, here, here. So if you were to connect all those with a point in the very center of this part, that would be the position. You can always also use Vector3 for size. So let's just call this size part now. And then inside of our instance script, we can do it there as well. We can just right after we do the explosion stuff, we can say game.workspace wait for child size part dot size equals vector3.new, and then the size again 30 or 20 by 20 by 20. That would be its size, so 20 on the x-axis, 20 on the y up and down, and 20 on the z. So if we run this after all the parts spawn and we get an explosion and all that good stuff, this should size up to be 20 by 20 by 20. And then there is one more thing I want to show you guys. As you can see, yep, it has scaled up and it's now 20 by 20 by 20. One thing I quickly want to show you is that you can just add to its current position or size. So for example, let's go ahead and get rid of this completely and let's insert a new script real quick. We'll just call this Vector3 script. Vector3 script. Whoops, Vector3 script. And then what we'll do, whoops, sorry about that. What we'll do with this is we'll say local size part, we'll make a variable, equals game.workspace wait for child size part. So we're getting the size part, and then we can use a for loop. So for I equals 1, 20, comma 1 do, right? So 20 times we're going to repeat this, and we can say we don't even need that anymore because we have the variable size part dot size equals size part dot size. Okay, so it's its current size plus vector3.new 111. So it will add 1 to each axis of its size. So as you can see, if we run this, oh, I totally forgot. We need to add wait down here. So we'll wait 1 second. So every second it will do this, and it'll just scale it up. And as you can see, let me go ahead and just drag this over here. As you can see, it's scaling up every second. So yeah, that's Vector3. You can use it for position. You can even use it for orientation. If you would like to look into that, feel free. I hope that this was helpful. If it was, make sure to click that subscribe button, click the notification bell, all that good stuff. And if the next part is out, it'll be up on your screen now. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments or join my Discord server. Either way works. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Peace.